Hi, I'm the Global Runner and this is my year in review. I'm going to go over how I ran 2:38 in the marathon aged 50 in 2024 and how I plan to run 2:29 aged 51 in 2025.
So I've always been a runner. I've won a couple of races and I've lost a lot more. And I've got a lifetime best in the marathon of 2:26. But during COVID I stopped racing like everyone else and I just didn't seem to take it up again. And then this year I turned 50 and I found myself faced with the prospect of just slowly getting slower year by year. But I wasn't ready to do that and I missed the competition and I missed really pushing myself against the watch. So I set myself a pretty aggressive target, which was to go sub 2:30 by the end of the year. And I've been calling this sub 150 at 50 or breaking 2.5. But I knew I couldn't just launch into a sub 2.5 hour effort. So the first step was to go under 2:40, and I tried that at the Mesa Marathon in February and I failed. I did a 2:48 and I was really unhappy and I wasn't sure if I was doing the right thing. But what I did was I went away and I trained harder and I got fitter and I got some good sessions in. And so the next attempt was at the Carmel Marathon, which was only 8 weeks after the Mesa Marathon. And I was pleased I got myself fit and recovered in that time. And in Carmel, I ran well. I finally got the race together, I got the race I wanted, and I ran a 2:38. So that put me well within striking range of a 2:30 marathon.
So I spent the summer trying to sharpen my speed and then settled on the Montreal Marathon in September as being the one where I'd try and run under 2:30. And unfortunately, it didn't go to plan. No excuses, I ran 2:39, which I'm very proud of, but I just didn't have it on the day. I did think about running the Valencia Marathon in December to see if I could get under 2:30, but what I decided in the end was to hold back, double down on the training over the winter and come out firing in 2025. So at the end of this video, I'm going to be revealing the moment I was most proud of in 2024, and I'd like to hear from you. You guys are great and leave some amazing comments, so let me know what moment you were most proud of in 2024. So I've gone over the marathons that I did this year, but I wanted to go over the other races that I did also this year. And the problem with living somewhere like Calgary is there is a really short race season, so I didn't get as many races in as I wanted to. But I did get one 5K, which I did in this time, 16:22. I also did a 10K, which I did in 34 minutes. I did a half marathon, which I did in 74 minutes. And my quickest of 3 marathons was 2:38. So what got me to a 2:38? Well, I think there are a number of things. I think the first key was not getting injured, and I credit a number of things with that. I think I'm a bit wiser in my old age, but also I have a great physio and massage therapist, Tyson and Courtney from Movement Sports Clinic. Thanks very much for getting me through the year relatively injury-free. But I do think you have to take care of yourself in that way and stay on top of things rather than waiting to get injured and then dealing with it after that. Second thing that I think got me to a 2:38 marathon in 2024 were the double threshold sessions. I started playing around with those a little bit. I didn't get where I wanted to with those, so we're going to increase the efforts with those in 2025. But it's certainly in 2024, the double threshold sessions set me up for a really good race, particularly in Carmel. Added to that, I think, is increased speed. I hadn't done as many speed sessions as I have in 2024 for a number of years, and I think the speed sessions that I've been doing are really going to stand me in good stead for the faster paces that I want to achieve when I'm running a 2:29 marathon. And those paces are serious, remember, and they're a lot faster than the 2:38 that I ran this year. I'm under no illusions that those extra 9 minutes are going to be very, very difficult to achieve, but I'm here to try and do it. And then finally, I think it was the extra stuff that I did throughout the year. I did quite a bit of pool running, I did quite a bit of bike riding, just the extra stuff, strength training as well, to make sure that I didn't get injured and I didn't overwork myself. Now, I tried a bit of cross-country skiing recently and that didn't necessarily go to plan. I sort of hurt my back a little bit doing that. So I do think as you get older, you have to be a little bit more careful with the cross-training that you do. But certainly static biking, weight training and pool running are staples in making sure that I got to a 2:38 marathon aged 50 in 2024. So in terms of how I plan to run a 2:29 marathon aged 51 in 2025, the first thing to do is I plan to race more. I'm planning to ensure that I get more races in, because real race efforts are invaluable, I find. Even if it's not an A race, you get much more effort and much more stimulus out of a race than you do out of training. I harken back to a 10k full out effort I was trying to do on the treadmill the other day, and I pulled out at 8k. I'd never have done that in a race. So really, I'm trying to get more races in 2025 at varying distances. 2025 is starting off with some half marathons. I'm going to do 2 half marathons, one in Houston and one in Mesa, to really try and get some faster speeds, so that when I progress up to the marathon, those marathon speeds should hopefully feel a little bit easier. I also plan to get there based on consistency. I've had now a decent block of a year where I've had a few niggles but no serious injuries, nothing that's kept me out for a serious period of time, and I've taken the time I needed to recover, I think, after each race. So I think the consistency in running for a longer period of time and having faster paces during that year will really stand me in good stead to help push me towards a 2:29 marathon in 2025. And then finally, having got the speed that I wanted in 2024, I now think I need to start upping the mileage. I've had some decent weeks, but I really respond well to increased mileage, and so that's something that I'm going to be focusing on in 2025. And I promised that I would reveal the moment that I'm most proud of in 2024. And it would be easy for me to say the Carmel Marathon because it went well. But actually, I think the moment I'm most proud of in 2024 was mile 19 of the Montreal Marathon, which was a moment where I was really low. I was struggling. I wasn't sure if I was going to get through to the end. It was looking like it was going to be a disaster. But what I did was I grabbed some Coke, and that flat Coke really pushed me through the last 7 miles of the marathon. Sounds crazy, but it is exactly what got me through, and I think those moments are the moments I'm most proud of. Not when it went to plan, but when it looked like it wasn't going to go to plan, and I gutted it out. So Montreal, mile 19 is the moment I'm most proud of. I'd love to hear yours. So it's almost a year since I started documenting my journey, and I'm amazed at every single view and every single subscriber. We're nearly at 5,000 subscribers. I'd love to get to 4,444 by the end of the year, see if you can make it happen. But I'm really appreciative of everyone who watches this and has commented on my journey. I was really worried when I was putting out these types of video that people would laugh at the things I was doing, would have mean comments. You know, everyone said the internet was full of trolls, but you guys are the absolute opposite. I've found that you guys are massively supportive, and I'm really appreciative of that. So once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch. I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. We've got a marathon coming up in 3 weeks and another one in 5 weeks. And then we may be going for a spring marathon. And I've got some really interesting thoughts as to whether or not I can pull that off. So please subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a great end of 2024. And I will see you in 2025.
And with that, the 2024 season comes to an end. Good night.
I used to rule the world, seas would rise when I gave the word. Now in the morning I sleep alone, sweep the streets